solve some equations? We're ready now. Okay, so lesson 6, homework. Let's do this. Okay. Use order of operations to simplify these to one number. So here we have 6 plus 4 in parentheses. So that's 10. One more left with minus 8 minus 12. 10 minus 8. Now we are just left minus 12. We're just left with subtraction. So we'll do that left to right. 10 minus 8 is 2. Minus 12 is negative 10. Okay, here we have subtraction and addition. Remember, we do subtraction and addition left to right. So we can do that first part. 2 minus 12 gives us negative 10. Plus 4, negative 10 plus 4 is negative 6. All right, 8 minus 12, that gives us negative 4. Minus 6 minus 4. We'll deal with this part now. Negative 4 minus 6 is negative 10 minus 4. And then we have negative 10 minus 4, which is negative 14. Okay, in this case, we'll deal with the parentheses first, simplify that. We have 8 minus 10, that's negative 2 minus 12. Negative 2 minus 12 is negative 14. So we finish that part. Okay, so Adriana spent $24 on fruit punch and lemonade. Okay, so we know the cost of fruit punch, $3 per bottle. We know the cost of lemonade. So ask, how many bottles of fruit punch could Adriana if she did not get any lemonade? So remember, fruit punch is $3 per bottle. So we could figure out what's 24 divided by 3. And we get, oops, not 7. We get 8. So 8 bottles. Okay, now it asks how many bottles of lemonade could she buy. Remember, lemonade was $2 per bottle, so we could do 24 divided by $2 equals 12 bottles. Okay, so now we're given this equation, 3F plus 2L equals 24, and we're asked to complete this table. So we're going to see, what are we left with if we let F be 2? So we're going to take the equation and put 2 instead of F. So now we'll solve this. We'll subtract 6. Remember, 3 times 2 is 6. So we'll subtract that from both sides. We're trying to get it so we just can figure out what L has to be to make this true. Oh, divided by 2. Divided by 2. We're left with L equals 9. So that's one solution. If we buy, remember what this means. If we buy 2 bottles of fruit punch, we can buy 9 bottles of lemonade. So now we'll look at, well, what if we buy 6 bottles of fruit punch? So now we're going to take this original equation, replace F with 6 plus 2L. So we have 18. This time I showed that step. Last time I think I skipped that. And remember, we're trying to get 2L by itself. So we will do the additive inverse. We'll do the opposite of plus 18. And I'm going to show this step this time. Remember, because that leaves us with 0. We could always write this 0, but usually we don't because it's kind of a waste of time because it's 0. Now we're left with 6. Final step is divided by 2. Final steps divided by 2. We get L equals 3. So 3 bottles of lemonade if we get 6 bottles of fruit punch. Okay, so now we're asked to solve this equation for the variable L, which is really similar to what we've been doing. I'm just going to snatch this duplicate it down here. So we're still trying to just get the variable L by itself. So we will subtract 3f from both sides. So remember 3f minus 3f leaves us with 0, reduces to 0. And now on the right, we can't simplify this anymore. We have 24 minus 3f. So now we'll divide both sides by 2. Divide by 2. 2 divided by 2 gives us 1. So since this is just equal to multiplying by 1, we can just kind of ignore it, and this is what we are left with. And the reason we can ignore that is because it's 1. Anything times 1 is itself. Okay, use the equation to help you complete the table. So we're going to do what we just did. This time, we're going to see what happens when we let x be 6. So we have 2 times, I'm replacing x with what x is equal to, in this case 6. So we have 2 times 6 plus 4y equals 80. We will subtract 2 times 6, which is 12 from both sides. Subtract 12, subtract 12. Now we're left with 4y equals 80 minus 12 is 68. So now we'll divide both sides by 4. And this gives us y is equal to 68 divided by 8. I think that's 17. That's kind of a problem you don't do very often, but that's 17. So we get y is 17. What we're going to do now is basically do that same thing again. This time see what happens if we have 12 instead. And there are different ways you could solve this too. This is just one way. So we'll subtract 24 from both sides this time. Remember 24 because this will reduce to 0. So we're adding 0 or doing nothing. 80 minus 24, that gives us 56. Now we'll divide by 4. And now we can see what we're left with. We're left with y equals 46 divided by 4 is 14. Yep, is 14. Okay, so now we'll solve this equation for y. It's very similar to what we just did. We'll subtract 2x from both sides. Remember, because that will reduce to 0, so we're left with plus 0. 0 plus 4y equals 80 minus 2x. Oh, that was a little rough. And remember, we have plus 0, but we can just get rid of that. It's never worth it to write that. So now we are left with y equals, we'll divide both sides by 4. So it would be totally acceptable to leave it as this now. 80 minus 2x equals 4. Or y equals 80 minus 2x, all of that divided by 4. Okay, great. So there we go. So now it says, Nia is buying bananas and apples for her family. Bananas cost 50 cents. Apples cost $1. Select all the combinations of bananas and apples she could buy for $3.50. So remember, bananas cost 50 cents, 0.5. Apples is $1. So we could think, one banana, that would be 50 cents, plus 3 apples, $3 times 1, or $1 times 3, so that would give us $3.50. 3 bananas, 3 times 50 cents gives us $1.50, 2 apples, that would be $2. So if we add these together, we get $3.50. So that would work. If we have 5 bananas, that would be $2.50. I did 0.5 times 5, and we spent $2 on apples. So this would give us a total of $4.50, which is too much, so that one won't work. 5 bananas, that would give us $2.50 again. This time we have 1 apple, which is $1, so that would give us the total of $3.50. And now we have 1 banana. Remember, that's 50 cents. And sorry, the blender's going. 2 apples, that's $2. So that would give us a total of $2.50. So that one does not add up to $3.50. Okay, so here we have a question about equivalent equations. Remember, we say 2 equations are equivalent if we can make them have the same solution, if we can show they have the same solution, or either make them equal to each other. So one quick way we could show this is show that they both have x equals 7 as a solution. So one thing you could do, in case you couldn't see that x equals 7, you could solve this, show that x equals 7. And now what we're going to do is we're going to replace x. We're going to take x equals 7, put it into this equation, and see if it gives us something that's true. If these are equivalent equations, remember they'll have the exact same solution. So we're just going to put 7 here and see if this gives us something that's true. So we have 48 minus 5 times 7 is 35 equals 13. 48 minus 35 gives us 13. So we would say that x equals 7 is a solution. And since both of these have the same solution, we say that these are equivalent equations. Remember, equivalent equations have the same solution. And then here's a challenge one down here. If you don't get to this one, that's okay. It says use the digits 0 through 9 without repeating to create 2 equivalent equations. So I'll give you a chance to work on that one. If you can get that one, I could give you extra credit point, but this is one that you'll have to figure out what's going on and then see if you can fit something to this. So thanks for watching this. Remember, if you need help, let me know. I'm really trying to do everything I can to help you all, but I need you to accept that help. So these answers look a little bit different because they reduced it, but the way we did it's just fine. So if you need anything, let me know. Like I said, I'm here to help. Just let me know how I can help you guys. All right, I'll see you later.